But it said,
Y'all ready?
it said $100 per day. Good evening. Welcome to the July Cleveland School District regular board meeting. All board members are present, with an exception, absent is George Evans. Please stand for the pledge and invocation.
Please rise. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing. Mr. Duval, Reverend Duval, would you please give
Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this day. For this is the day that you made. We ask that let us rejoice and be glad in it. Heavenly Father, we ask that you give this board and staff member the wisdom to make the right decision to govern the school district. Heavenly Father, we just ask let the school board conduct business in a way that honors you. We just thank you for each board member and each person that's here tonight. And we ask your presence here. For it's in Jesus' name that we ask. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Duval.
Thank you, Reverend.
We appreciate that. And you didn't get too long.
Please take a look at the agenda. Board members, I need to add an item number 38 would be a FYI from Dr. Farinelli. Are there any other items that need to be added to the agenda? And if not, can I get a motion?
38 on mine is personnel.
I'm sorry, 30. So it'll be
38.2.
38, no. Let's make it 39.
39.
Consider executive session will be 40. Enter executive session 41. I'm just moving the numbers down.
I got you.
And executive session
I
42.
got you.
So it'll be item number 39.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as presented to us,
I
with the
second.
exception that was made by the president.
I second the motion.
It has been moved by Richard Boggs, seconded by Lucille Holmes to approve the agenda with the addition. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Public participation,
You have one, Reverend Duval.
Reverend Duval.
About
Do we need the podium? Are you okay?
You okay right there?
I'm good. About a few months back, I came and asked the board to approve of us putting back over at Naval School in honor of Ms. Watson, the first grade teacher. So I kind of been out of commission for a while, but I got the plaque approved, and I brought it today to let y'all look at it so we can determine when and where we want to put it at and when. And you know, it's more about Ms. Watson. It's not only about Ms. Watson, but about the future school teachers today, because it's encouraging them to know that they make a difference and that there are people that's out here that they are impacting, even when they dead and gone. So this is the plaque. If y'all need me to modify it or whatever.
Then hold it up, look at it. You'll pass it
Reverend
on.
Duval, could you leave that with us?
Yes, sir.
And just, we'll look at it at some point while we have.
The second thing I had was, and I've been talking on this for a while, we need to, really need to build a new school, because we don't want what happened at Hayes Cooper happen at Cleveland Central. These pipes have been in the ground a long time, not only gas pipes, but the water pipes. And we don't know what kind of damage we're doing to our children and staff. So get some kind of plan, 5-year plan, 10-year plan, but we need to come up with some kind of plan to build this school. Thank y'all.
Thank you. We'll take that after.
We'll get back to you now.
We'll let you know when we're gonna hang it and where.
Okay,
We'll let
thank
you
you.
know. Bye. Thank you.
All right, thank you. FYI items, Dr. Bermucci.
We received a Homeland Security grant recently for $31,425 for equipment for our district security team. It'll be able to purchase police radios, body armor, ballistic shields, clothing, boots, bags for our police force. And we also are waiting on another one that'll be August or September. Yeah, August before we hear from the big one. So we have our fingers crossed that we'll get that. In your FYI, I put a document that's on our website where Mississippi receives the highest education ranking ever from Kids Counts. They improved, Mississippi did, to ranking 30th in the nation, which is our state's highest ranking ever, so hats off to Mississippi educators. We also received $40,200 for our industry certification, so you got $600 per student for CTE students who earned qualifying industry certification. So because of that, we got $40,200, which is really nice, that they can use for professional development and travel for the CTE programs. I also put in your packet a long form, and then we did a little shorter version on our ELC, our Early Learning Collaborative Monitoring Summary. All site participants were rated successful. That's the Cleveland School District and the Head Start. So we're real proud of that. There was nothing on there that we did not meet, all of us together. So I hope we continue to lay the foundation with our babies and continue to grow, so when they get to 3rd grade, they will be successful, pass that test, and move on to AP once after that. I also gave you a sheet to show you, this is a summary of the state map data that shows where, and I did print color because that's 5 cents, so I gave you a black and white because you can see the arrow up or the arrow down, so we really didn't need color. But you can see, this is statewide. When they reran the data for 3rd grade, the number of proficient and advanced students rose. There were no changes in 4th grade. It goes all the way down through English 2, and on the next page does the math all the way through algebra. So you see in the math section, there were a lot of changes. In 7th and 8th grade, ELA, everything pretty much changed.
This is us.
So, and algebra 1, there were a lot of changes. So
So they would change letter grades? I mean, or schools?
well, we ain't got the final
Right.
because we're still waiting for EL and MAP-A to calculate in right for us.
They got to recalculate.
But right now, we're looking really good. I mean, it's all still embargoed or whatever, but the deal is, one school jumped really, made a nice progress. Everybody else is still kind of in their same range, all going up, but still in the same range. So we're looking good at this moment.
Is that following a statewide?
You know,
Okay.
you talking about this page that I gave you?
Yes, is there a statewide,
It's embargo, so we don't know everybody's rankings yet.
okay.
I mean, I'm talking about, I know Cleveland, but I haven't.
Yeah, but you haven't talked with any other, y'all didn't discuss it, anything at Mass?
No, because the new stuff wasn't up yet.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's all I have. Oh, I did have one more thing. July 23rd is going to be the moving day where DDH Trucking is going to give us 18-wheeler to help with the loading, and we're going to use football team. And any volunteer that's listening that wants to help will.
What day is that?
July 23rd.
What time?
I hadn't got the times all started yet.
This is
You'll let us
the
know.
Hayes Cook.
Moving the teachers have to get their stuff boxed up and put labels, and then we're going to bring the 18-wheelers, because we really don't have equipment to move a school, but.
That's Tuesday.
So they're going to
Oh, we'll be
donate,
gone.
they'll donate their
We will be gone.
trucks.
Oh, they are? Oh, nice.
Yeah.
We'll be
And
on
then
coast.
we're working on trying to get physicals done July 24th, have it night or afternoon to do physicals for the students that are in band, cheerleading, all of them.
Fall sports.
Working on that for the 24th. It's not final yet, but I'm in talks with several people. Those are the things we've been working on recently.
Okay. Do you all have any other questions for the superintendent? If not, we'll receive that information. We'll receive that for informational purposes only. Any business department updates? Yes.
What was our ending balance?
How do we call it?
You ain't got to call it.
Let's see.
I got it.
It's on the front sheet.
Do you all have it?
We're still healthy. I'll make a motion to approve the financials as presented to us.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
It has been moved by Richard Boggs, seconded by Lucille Holmes to approve the financials. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Motion carried. Mr. Johnson, you have any updates?
If you were looking for presented right now for ESSA 3, we're kind of finalizing the bathroom renovation. We have a couple of HVAC issues, and I think one roofing thing to remain that deals with ESSA 3. Now, for the insurance roofing project, they have completed all roofing with the exception of DM Smith Annex, and they have to do the finishing faces on Pyramid, Naylor, and Bell, and they'll be wrapped up with
I think they'll get through with before the start of school.
He assured me that they would.
Bathrooms too.
The
We're
bathroom,
just talking about roof.
How we gonna do bathrooms?
Like we did last year where we had some, but not all.
so just to give an example, like the high school, all of Wing C is completed at the high school, all the bathrooms there. In building B, they'll have one set. One set, they'll still be working on, one set will be complete. Wing A, they would do the same thing, they would have one set over there to use, and they'll still be working on another set by the start of school. The other schools, parks, the same way, they have one set, Naylor, one set. And I think their priority now is the rack and the VOTEC because they only have one set in there, so they have to complete those two sets. In Bell, one set is already complete and they're working on one set. Middle school have several. They still work at middle school, but they have several that are completed. So Pyramid would be the only place right now that we're in a crunch to see whether or not we have restrooms available when the school starts, which they have some completed, but the plumbing issue is the problem. If they complete the plumbing issue part, then it's a set available in Pyramid.
But if they don't, how we gonna handle it? Do we have a plan?
That's what we're working on.
And you all will communicate
Yeah, let
that
us
to
know.
us. And I was gonna ask too, being that we still have a lot of construction going on, if you all do an updated video, kind of like you did at the start of the year last year, to kind of just, so that the parents would know what's going on, our stakeholders will know, just an update, or some type of informational something.
I think we'll have something available. Hopefully sometime next week, we'll have a website up, and then we can kind of do a video explain the website where they can go to and see all of the renovations and upgrades. Snyder, the projects within the lighting, they will be complete with all classroom lights. I think at the high school today, we met, everywhere was completed with the exception of the auditorium, the library. There was a couple of places that it was the light fixture issue that they had to get different type of light to meet, to change the coordinate of the light in there. So I think those, you in the gym, those are the only two that will still have to be done, but all the classrooms are complete. The middle school, they're working on the middle school now. They will be complete with all the classrooms prior to school. I think the only places they would still have to do would be the hallways and the gym. But they figured they could do that during school hours wouldn't be any issues. And the field lighting renovations, those will start next week. They will start with bringing in the poles, so we'll have cranes and things out. But they're gonna try to do all that major work before kids and students are back home.
So the intercom, so that's just the lighting. They haven't started the intercom system. Or haven't
They
finished.
they have not started the intercoms. They will start the cabling for the intercoms next week, and they anticipate around second week in August of having cameras and intercoms complete.
Okay, moving pretty quick.
That is.
They are fast.
Do y'all have any other questions for Mr.
Fencing,
Johnson?
they through with the fencing and all that?
With the exception of the access controls, they're gonna do access controls, I know on the main, gate for the high school fence. And they have to do access controls on certain doors, in the school that they're replacing those access controls. And that'll be in September when the access controls come out, but they will have to change out some doors. In weatherization, they will complete all that once the doors are replaced.
All right, anything else for Mr. Johnson? Thank you, Mr. Johnson. We will receive that information for informational purposes, that report for informational purposes only. Consent agenda, are there any items that need to be pulled to be discussed as individual items? If not, can I get a motion to accept the consent agenda?
I'll make the motion that we accept the consent agenda.
Second.
It has been moved by Lucia Holmes, seconded by Debbie Farinelli to approve the consent agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Date for the next board meeting, the 15th of August. I meant to ask you to check and talk to her.
Okay, here. I should have already done this, I'm sorry.
Yes,
August
sir.
15th.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm good for August 15th.
Okay. You okay? Put it back.
That's a Thursday, right?
Yes, ma'am. Can I get a motion to approve the next meeting for August 15th at 6 p.m.?
So moved.
I second.
It has been moved by Richard Bach, seconded by Lucia Holmes to approve the next meeting for August 15th. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Approval of the claim docket. Are there any questions regarding the docket?
The only question I had, and Charles and Lisa answered it, about the electrical bill over at DM. Y'all working on that together? And, just give us an update on that at the next board meeting if you can.
We had a similar question.
You did? Same question?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I had the question about the water bill, but they answered it.
I think it's the same question on the electrical bill.
Being high,
Yeah.
HIGH.
They're gonna bring us back an answer to that.
Any other questions regarding the items on the docket? If not, can I get a motion to approve the docket?
I'll make the motion to approve.
Second,
I second it.
it has been moved by Richard Bach, seconded by Lucia Holmes to approve the docket. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. We have 3 change orders. Items number 7, 8, and 9. Approval of change order for the high school gym. Approval of change roof order. And the approval of change order for Pierman. Are there any questions regarding those change orders? If not, can I get a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion to approve.
Can I get a second?
Second.
It has been moved by Richard Bach, seconded by Debbie Farinelli to approve change orders 7, 8, and 9. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Approval to approve the proposed policy review calendar. Are there any questions regarding that calendar? If not, can I get a motion?
I make the motion.
Can I get a second?
Second.
It has been moved by Lucia Holmes, seconded by Richard Boggs to approve the policy review calendar for 2024-25. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Approval of the updated salary scale. Are there any questions regarding that scale?
The highlighted area is just the part that was changed. Okay.
If there are
That
any,
keeps us competitive.
Yes.
Okay. I make the motion to, I'm sorry, go ahead. I make the motion to approve.
can I get a second?
I second it.
It has been moved by Richard Boggs, seconded by Lucia Holmes to approve the salary scale. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Approval of the open POs for 24-25. Are there any questions regarding those
They did go
POs?
up. They did go up. They did go up. Why? Stuff costs more?
I would think maybe that over the last 12 months, they saw that they were
I know
Have
Empire.
to come back and get
You know who
more.
did?
I know Empire and,
That doesn't mean that they're gonna use this.
yeah, that
Right,
was
it's
for
just-
buses, and I think the cost of some of the buses being towed and the cost of fixing this year had went up than what it was previous, so I think they just budgeted a little more, so they wouldn't have to keep.
Not that they're only spending what they need.
That doesn't mean they're
from
gonna
that.
spend that.
Right.
No, they can't go above that.
Right.
Not coming back to the board.
It'll have to come back to,
How much did we spend with John Signs this, well, we don't know that. Jessica's not here. Okay.
Okay.
And I know that was lettering, that was putting lettering on the vehicle, so I know that's why.
Okay.
With the,
We're gonna have that to do this year anyway.
Most of these are what they saw that they spent there in the last 12 months, and they're just getting an open PO for that amount.
May I say that the sign at Bell Academy looks very nice.
are there any questions, any other questions regarding the open PO?
I just have a problem with open POs, but.
Well, they
Well,
just,
they
I
can,
understand.
they
I
cannot
understand.
exceed,
That amount.
That amount.
Right.
in
Not
the
coming
year,
before us,
in
right,
the year.
before us.
right.
Gotcha, okay.
But that's stuff that, you know, like,
They still gotta follow the laws and have all documentation.
like Cisco, they're gonna be ordering from them every month. You know, Tri-State, they're gonna be spraying every month. You know,
But that's a set amount when we make a contract with them, but these open POs is if we have to go above what we contracted for, right?
no.
Yes.
What they spend.
The open
We don't-
PO,
The open POs is for the amount that goes over what we contract for. We give them permission to go that much over, right?
No.
Mr. Johnson, can you explain?
and I guess it's gonna be different for different departments, and so, and I just say for food service, like with those are just gonna be the open, and they're gonna charge it to that PO every month, like, and I would say for the septic, it's gonna be a monthly charge to that PO, but it may be a situation where they need to come out for some other emergency, get a charge to that PO too, but you still wouldn't exceed that PO unless we come back, you know, to.
Jessica's on the phone.
It's just
Okay.
like, all right, there's tires on there.
Hello.
Maria.
Hey, good evening, you all.
Good evening.
I'm watching live and I heard Ms. Holmes ask about the open purchase orders, and she asked if it goes over the contractual amount, and the answer is yes, this is outside of the contractual amount. So the open purchase orders are used for services, so in the event that it's an emergency service come up, if they see any rodents in the buildings, they can call Tri-State to come in service and get that done right away instead of going through the procurement process. It's already an open purchase order available for them. Also, services, if buses break down, then Mr. Alexander has an open purchase order call and get emergency out. So it's used for some emergency supplies for us to do our own repairs and for emergency services as they arrive.
But
Some
they-
of them we don't have contracts for, and I guess that's the clarity that I want to get. Some
That's
of them we
correct.
don't
Now,
have.
some of them is controlled for 24, 25. I think that one is a contractual one. The garbage services, all that's contractual. So some of them are outside of contractual and some of them are.
Do we have a contract with Lampert?
But like, let's just say one for John Signs,
What we do
just,
with Cisco?
What we do with Cisco.
like
Okay.
John Signs, we don't have them under contract or anything. That would be in case they need to get a sign put up somewhere. They've got an open PO of, what was it, $5,000 that they could go to and get it done without having to get board approval.
Right, that's what that is.
But then it's correct in our thinking to say that, if it exceeds the amounts that we are approving tonight for the open PO, that has to come back to the board.
Right.
That's correct.
Correct.
Yes, we always come back to the board if it exceeds that amount.
Okay. Did that answer?
I got it.
All right. Can I get
For
them?
some services that are not emergency, we require them to use the procurement procedures.
Even
So
if,
it's not being,
Even if it's an open PO there, they have to show that it's emergency circumstance, right?
That's correct, that it would have taken them too long to receive two quotes instead, it would have been detrimental to the students or the staff in the building for the repair to go on as long, so that's why we use those open purchase orders.
So
Thank
just-
you.
So just because this, these open purchase orders or, I can't talk, are set up for these amounts of money, there's also a good chance that they won't ever be used.
Right.
Correct, because we had some
Some of them were not used last year.
All we're doing is giving them permission that they can go to that amount without our approval.
Right.
Well, they still
Well, we
have,
are approving up to their
Up
amount.
to tonight.
Mhm, Right.
Anything over that, they gotta come
They
back
gotta
to
come
us.
back, correct.
Gotcha.
and if it's not an emergency situation, they still have to come before the board to get it approved.
Right, okay.
And the staff makes sure that it's an emergency situation.
I'm okay with that.
All right, did that answer all your questions? Okay, can I get a motion? Thank you.
She got one motion ain't stay on, got one more on here.
Okay. Can I get a motion to approve the POs?
Makes a motion to approve.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
It has been moved by Richard Boggs, seconded by Debbie Fiorelli to approve the open POs for 24-25. All in favor? Ayes have it, motion carried. Approval to reimburse North Bolivar for the SRO fees to Masro Conference. Are there any questions regarding that?
What was,
Chief,
Talk about it, Joe.
can you give us a?
I can talk.
Okay.
One of the years was higher.
Chief got it, pull it.
hold on, Jessica.
Go
Yeah, so
ahead, Chief.
basically,
Gerald is playing.
one of the SRO that we had, the fees was prior paid by North Oliver, so they asked for reimbursement, basically for the fees they had.
Now, explain that a bit more to me.
So you had hired them,
Right.
And they
you had
didn't
hired
have to pay
them,
for
but
it.
North Bolivar had already paid for them to go
To the training.
to the training.
Correct.
We hired them away from them, they want to be reimbursed.
Correct.
What's the legality on that, baby? We can do that? I mean, I know we can do it. Huh?
But what's Shad White say about it?
I'm through with that. We don't have to though, do we?
You don't have to, but it makes good sense to do it. I mean,
Why?
schools are hurting each, you're only helping each other.
Okay, come on. Tell me some more.
You know, because they're the ones that paid for his training.
Okay.
But he's gonna use their training for us. with
So
us.
if he had stayed with them this year and had come to us next year, he still would have had that training. I'm through with that. Come on now.
I don't disagree.
Okay. So they want us to reimburse him for that.
Well, I didn't see a figure on it.
You remember how much it was, Chief?
It was
It's
five
about
something.
$59.
$5.59.
$569.95. What is it?
$59.95 is.
Well, that's.
How many of them is it, just one?
Okay.
One.
Just one.
Imagine that Gerald hired someone who was not trained to come on, y'all would have paid that.
That's right.
Because you would have needed a
But we-
certified SRO coming in.
But we wouldn't have, I wouldn't have expected the district, wherever he goes, to reimburse
We
me.
just couldn't pay for his because it was already paid for by check back in May. We paid for the others who was just hired.
You hear that? Lucy?
I get it, but I don't
Words.
agree with it. I don't agree with this.
You can vote no.
I sure will.
Okay.
I
Can
make the motion to approve.
I get a second?
I'll second it.
It has been moved by Richard Boggs, seconded by Debbie Farinelli to reimburse North Bolivar for the Masro Conference. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays?
Nay.
Ayes have it, motion carried. We will look at items 14 through 22. They are all MOUs. Are there any questions regarding any of the MOUs for items 14 through 22?
Before
That's
they-
the MOU.
Just keep going.
That's the MOU for Delta State to house Hayes Cooper. Approval of the Behavior Interventionist Days for Pearman. Approval of Food Corp site agreement. Approval to partner with Teach for America. Approval for Exceed Physical Therapy. Approval of MSU Field Experience. Approval of Grand Canyon MOU. Approval of Mississippi State Center for Cyber Education. and approval of Reach Mississippi MOU.
Before
You
they
were gonna-
make it to y'all, Ms. Bell gets it to me. And so I look at it for legalities, I don't look at it for
Approval of it.
Comes in.
anything like that, educational substance. I just look at it for legalities. So before it ever makes it to y'all, I have already looked at it.
And you vetted it.
For y'all's approval.
Okay.
So legally wise, they're good to go.
Okay.
All right. Do you all have any
Ms.
questions?
Superintendent, you're good? All right, go ahead, Madam Secretary.
Have any questions regarding any of those MOUs?
I have questions. I don't think that they're directly related to the MOUs. They're just questions about, for instance, the Hayes Cooper Center MOU. Are we 100% sure that this will be for the school year, the entire
Yes.
school year?
Yes.
Because I think the last time I talked to you, we weren't sure, but it is,
Yes, for the-
it is,
Yes.
okay. Are there any chances that it could be extended? Is that an open conversation that could be had?
It'll have to be.
Okay. This MSU field experience,
When they have student teachers come.
right, do we know how many we're going to have?
I think it was one.
Okay, is that probably the same for Grand Canyon?
Yes.
Okay. Do we not have one for Dutch State?
Have we already approved it?
I think we approved that state last month, I think. I think,
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
all right. Any other questions regarding the MOUs? If not, can I get a motion to approve items 14 through 22?
I make the motion to approve items 14 through 22.
Can I get a
I
second?
second.
It has been moved by Richard Boggs, seconded by Lucille Holmes, to approve items number 14 through 22. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Approval of the monthly early release days for professional development. Are there any questions
This is what
regarding
we
that?
talked about previously.
At the retreat.
Gonna be on
Wednesday.
Wednesdays at 1:30,
1:30, once a month.
once a
Starting
month.
in September.
And we'll get this on the calendar since
Yes.
parents and other kids are coming home at 1:30.
Y'all decided what Wednesday?
Nikki's been out this week, so I'm not sure, but it was.
That'll be, y'all can figure that out.
All right.
Will the principals have to turn in some kind of an action plan to Nikki for what they'll do? Okay.
All right. Any other questions regarding that? If not, can I get a motion to approve?
I make the motion.
Can I get a second?
I'll second
It has been moved by Lucille Holmes, seconded by Debbie Fiorelli, to approve the monthly early release days. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Approval of the special services MOUs, that's items number 24, 24.1 through 24.9. Are there any questions regarding any of those MOUs? If not, can I get a motion to approve?
I make the motion to approve.
Second.
It has been moved by Lucille Holmes, seconded by Richard Boggs, to approve the special services MOUs 24.1 through 24.9. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Approval of the special services 25 IDA budget. Any questions regarding the budget?
Lisa, you've looked over that?
Yes.
What are we on, 25?
25.
I'm good with that. I'll make the motion to approve.
Can I get a second?
I second it.
It has been moved by Richard Boggs, seconded by Lucille Holmes, to approve the IDA budget for fiscal year 25. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Approval of the CCDTC MOUs, that's items 26.1 through 26.6. Are there any questions regarding those MOUs? If not, can I get a motion to approve?
Make the motion to approve 26.1 through 26.6.
Can I get a
I
second?
second it.
It has been moved by Richard Boggs, seconded by Lucille Holmes, to approve items 21 26-1 through 26-6. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Approval to accept the 24 Mississippi Office of Homeland Security Grant awardees. Are there any questions
What
regarding
was the
that?
money in there?
$31,425.
Who wrote that grant?
Melanie Busby.
Was that the one that we paid
Okay,
She wrote
that
that
25? Okay.
okay. Is that what she asked for?
No. $300, I think.
No, I'm sorry.
What?
Did she,
Grant, did
Total
she
amount.
receive
Yes.
the amount that she asked
Yes.
for?
Yes.
Okay. And we paid her
I thought she asked for $300 and got $31,000. That's like the rest of them.
I'm sorry.
are there any other
Good deal.
questions regarding that grant acceptance? Can I get a motion to approve?
I make the motion.
Can I get a second?
A second.
It has been moved by Lucille Holmes, seconded by Debbie Farinelli, to accept the Homeland Security Grant. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Approval of Homeland Security Mississippi Cyber Unit, MOU. Are there any questions regarding that MOU? If not, can I get a motion to approve?
Make the motion to approve.
Can I get a second?
Second.
It has been moved by Richard Boggs, seconded by Lucille Holmes, to approve the Homeland Security Mississippi Cyber Unit MOU. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Approval to contract with Huddle for the athletic department. Are there any questions regarding the contract?
No.
If not, can I get a motion to
I'm
approve?
like Lucille, I think it's too high, but
I think it's
we
like
gotta do
Georgia
it.
Pine.
But you stuck.
That's right. I make the motion to approve.
Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
It has been moved by Richard Boggs, seconded by Debbie Farinelli, to approve the Huddle Athletic Department contract. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Approval for the increase in adult breakfast and lunch. Are there any questions regarding that?
Let me ask a question. The wording, I read that, and the wording got me, because it says you can only charge a certain amount above what the children pay. Our children ain't paying nothing.
Right.
And they keep going up on the teachers' lunches and the teachers' lunches, but I guess I could vote against it too, couldn't I? Okay.
Well, I mean,
What if both of us voted?
Now, last year, it was mandated that the state mandated last year of the increase, but I think this year was a special request
From
increase.
Ms. Newsom.
so it's going up 13 cents? Is that what I'm reading?
It's
So 275 going up 15 cents.
Right, and I think at that last page, I think it's still,
I'm the
where it come
fucking
from, is the minimum charge. That's the minimum you can charge, is what she asking for. If you go to the very last.
Last page.
it
Isn't
comes-
she always in the black?
So that's what a teacher pays for lunch, is $2.75.
No, that's breakfast.
That's breakfast.
Lunch is $4.50, $4.65.
$4.65. And you don't even get food.
You can almost get a piggy meal at Wendy's.
You got time to ride it.
That pig five.
What's the pleasure of the board?
I mean, if that's what our food service director, she's,
Jessica got something, she's got something.
We're asking for the increase because our percentage of reimbursement went down.
What went down?
Percentage of reimbursement went down.
so you gotta go up on the other side.
And so we're gonna charge our teachers the little raise that they did get.
Okay. So,
That was one reason.
What was the other reason?
What was the other reason, you know?
And that'll be Ms. Newsom's question.
Let's table that and next Ms. Newsom to
Yeah,
present
let's
it,
do it.
be here
Okay,
at the next board meeting. Can I get a motion to table that increase
I make the
request?
motion to table the increase and,
Once we revise the plan.
yeah.
It has been moved by thank you. It's been moved by Lucille Holmes, seconded by Richard Boggs, to table the increase request. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried.
Oh, Lisa, make sure she's at the next meeting, so.
Okay, that's what I just said.
Go.
Let me ask a question before we go, since we're on the lunches. The meeting we just had at Delta State, and Ms. Wofford was talking about possibly Delta State feeding our kids. Will we get reimbursed for our kids if Delta State feed those kids?
Lucia, if you remember at the last board meeting, we removed Hayes Cooper from the total list, and that made our reimbursement, explain it, Charles.
Yeah,
We're actually gonna come out better by removing those kids.
We discussed it at the board retreat, but they had to resubmit the application. Because we were trying to see what was gonna happen with the Delta State, but if that's the case, then we will take them off.
And we'll have a higher reimbursement, so we might not need that. So it's probably good to go and take this.
Does that make any sense, Lucia? In other words, right now, all our kids eat free. Every kid in our district.
Right.
By removing the Hayes Cooper kids, our reimbursement rate would increase. And so by removing those kids, we're gonna make the same amount of money. Basically, it's gonna be a wash, what I was told, understood. Delta State is talking about picking up that cost to feed those children.
With the money that the state gave.
And they was
The
still.
money that they,
Operations.
okay.
And they was still.
And then she still won't go up on the lunch.
Well,
That's why we tabled it. She'll be here next month to explain.
Okay, let's go to the next
This
item.
might
All
not,
right.
this might be the right hand, I know what left hands do.
Okay then.
Yeah,
So let them work it out.
I'll bring it back next
We'll get an
month.
explanation.
All right. Approval of EMS link agreement for the digital menu. Are there any questions regarding that? That's that renewal. Can I get a?
Renewal.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that the renewal of that,
New contract, yeah.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Is it necessary?
what is it?
The EMS link.
The digital menu and website suite?
It's, I think it's easier for her to upload her menus actually she doesn't upload it, it automatically does it for her. And she doesn't have to make the PDFs and that kind of thing. And this site that she has is always ADA compliant, whereas those PDFs that we're
You have to
putting out there
convert 'em.
were not always ADA compliant. So when someone pulled it up, they may or may not be able to read it. Now, on that site, it's always ADA compliant and they can get to it. So I would say yes, it is.
If it's 88 compliant on the site, what is she printing off that's not 88 compliant?
Now, when she was doing it before she got this site, she would send me she would just make it with Canva or something like that, make a menu on there. And when you upload a PDF to a website, people with seeing issues and stuff like that may not be able to read it with their system, whatever they're looking at, their phone or whatever. And with this, it gives them the ability to expand it, make it larger, PDFs, or even read it to them. But not all PDFs can be read, if that makes sense.
So we're gonna pay
To
about
enlarge.
$2,500
To enlarge.
Well, it's
As
more
a
than large.
as a convenience.
Well, it's, you have to be ADA
You have to-
compliant.
you'll get
because
fined.
If somebody is impaired.
Okay, that,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
That answers the
And I think
question
the
then.
district before I got here, I think the district had been in trouble before.
Okay.
So it's, it's one of those things where you don't want the feds after you for that, so.
Everything technically that we put on our website is supposed to be ADA compliant.
Okay, that's all I needed to know.
Okay. And that answered Joanne's questions regarding that. Can I get a motion to approve?
Go ahead then.
I make the motion to approve.
Can I get a second?
Second.
It has been moved by Debbie Farinelli, seconded by Richard Boggs to approve the digital menu. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. We're gonna go back to the, lunch increase.
All right, Ms. Newsom.
Hello,
Hi, how are you?
Child Nutrition Director. The adult meal price is not coming from me. this is coming from USDA and MDE. We are required to charge our adults a certain price because we are done pricing, meaning that our students do not have to pay for their vehicles. And because we're done pricing, MDE dictates, MDE and United States Department of Agriculture dictates what we must charge the adults.
Okay.
We need to put a little disclosure so that the teachers know that it's a requirement.
So when you have your beginning of the meal, so your meeting, inform the teachers of it's going up and why it's going up.
Yeah.
Does
All right.
that answer everybody's questions?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I like, because if I were a teacher, I would be okay if I knew that was the reason. Otherwise, I would think, this is so nitpicky, you know, why is she doing this?
I just remember last year, her supporting documentation specifically said MDE requirement. But this was kind of like worded as optional. So that was my concern about it.
So,
Huh?
Yes, it sounds like it's coming from her.
I know what she said, but I know
No,
what I
does it say it's required
read
by
on MDE's thing.
And I guess the probably confusing part is, that's the minimum price on the very last page. That's the minimum that we have to charge from MDE, which is gonna be an increase. And I think if you read the top page, you see where the 465, that's the minimum price. But I think what they said, they went to 475 because easy to change of money. So we can either leave it at the minimum 465 or 465 or
Make
do
it change,
475. And then the 275, the minimum is 273. They just added the 2 cents
To make it easier to
so she doesn't have to keep
Let me read this. Let me read this to you. This is where it said adult meal pricing must be reviewed annually, and if deemed as insufficient, must be raised. So who? So you telling me MDE is saying it's insufficient, and it must be raised?
If you go to the very last page, it's gonna tell you minimum adult price that's what comes from MD. That's the price that you have to charge. That's the minimum. You can charge above that. You can charge above it, but you can't charge less.
But it does have a low rate.
at the very bottom.
What is the low rate and high rate?
That
The
was,
low rate for lunch was, I think it was 460.
425.
On this back page,
Because that's what they mandated it to raise to last year.
low rate, and high rate
So why
is
she put so high?
127.
if you look at the top, and I think, because she not seeing the page, so the
Okay.
federal reimbursement for free student meals is 427. That's the high rate. That's the part we under. Then you got those extra fees, which makes it calculate to the 465. That's how the 465. They just show you, if it was 425, the minimum rate probably would have been 460, probably 5 cents cheaper.
Ms. Newsom, just make sure that those teachers get their money's worth.
That calculation page was done by MDE.
We ain't talking about the page, we talking about the quality and quantity of food they receive.
Well, we're dictated what we can serve as well.
They don't know. They ain't watching you.
Can I get a motion to approve the,
Well, I think we'll have to go back and remove it from the
remove,
table.
okay.
Make
Okay,
a motion to remove item number
30.
30 from the table and bring it to the floor.
A second.
Motion made by Richard Bond, seconded by Debbie Fiorelli to remove from table item number 30 and bring back to the floor. All in favor? Ayes have it, motion carried. You gonna make the motion to
I make a
approve?
motion to approve item number 30.
Can I get a second?
I'll second it, with the caveat that y'all need to, start serving the strawberry shortcake again.
Okay.
It-
Yes.
It has been moved by Richard.
And tell the school board when you're serving it.
Because we'll be there.
Okay.
It has been moved by Richard Bond, seconded by Debbie Fiorelli to approve the adult increase, meal increase. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Approval of DM Smith Crisis Response Plan. Any questions regarding that plan?
I make a motion to approve.
Can I get a second? It has been moved by Richard Boggs, seconded by Lucia Holmes to approve the crisis plan. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. We're gonna group items number 33 through 35, removing from table the approval of the dual credit handbook, the June policies, and the MSBA revisions. Can I get a motion?
I'm making a motion to approve items 33, 34, and 35.
Can I get a second?
Second.
It has been moved by Richard Boggs, seconded by Lucia Holmes to approve items 33, 34, 35. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. We're gonna group numbers 36, 37 together, discuss and table policy revisions, new policies for adoption.
So 36 should read discussion.
There should be
and
discussion
table.
and table. Correct.
It's one, the revision,
From MSBA.
it's,
36.
is under 36, is policy DCCA.
But we need to table that, Charles, or we've already
It
tabled
just
it?
changes, so you can approve that one and table the
And
other.
table
Okay, all right.
Can I get a motion to approve policy revisions and new policies for adoption?
I'll make a motion to approve item number 36.
Can I get
I
a
second.
second? It has been moved by Richard Boggs, seconded by
Me.
Lucia Holmes to approve item number 36. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Can I get a motion?
And if, in the motion, you can say, because it's just the one for revision that needs to be
Approved.
The two adoptions do need to be tabled.
Okay,
Make a,
so
CCA is the.
DCCA was a revision, DFAF and DKD were adoptions.
okay, make a motion, make a notation in the minutes of
That's
that, please.
35 though, ain't it? No, that's
36.
Table.
Okay, can I get a motion to table, the July policy review?
I'll make the motion to table, item 37.
Can I get a second?
I second it.
It has been moved by Richard Boggs, seconded by Lucia Holmes to table number 37, that's policy review. All in favor? Ayes have it, motion carried. Approval of personnel agenda, are there any questions regarding personnel?
Make
If
sure you
there-
scroll all the way to the bottom of the.
Yeah, she had added,
So added another page, I added another one at the back. So,
In your handwriting?
Okay, right there.
okay.
I make a motion to approve the, you good with it, Lucille?
Yes.
I make a motion to approve.
Can I get a second?
I second.
It has been moved by Richard Bond, seconded by Lucia Holmes to approve personnel agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. FYI item, Dr. Fiorelli.
Yes. I sent a text out to members of the leadership team as well as the board last night. Unfortunately, I will need to resign from the board for family reasons. It's something that I have been in discussions with Dr. Bramucci and Mr. Johnson and the president of the board, so it was not something that just happened overnight. It is with regret that I resign. I have told Dr. Bramucci, and this is strictly up to the remaining board members, if I need to stay on until a replacement is found for me, so that the board can always be assured that they have the necessary number of people to vote. I will be happy to do that. And I also did submit the only name that I know of someone who would be willing to serve out the rest of my term, but of course, that's strictly up to the board.
Oh,
Arnold, could you provide us guidance?
The statute basically says that y'all have, I think it's 90, it could be 120. I had it printed out, and then this actually came up somewhere else. It's either 90 or 120 days to consider someone else that y'all, the board decides from her neck of the woods, her map district, wherever that section is, depending on the length of whenever her term would end.
well,
Would it be the full term ending?
No, your appointment would be until her appointment, let's play this out. She's out effective today, depending on whenever her residency, I didn't.
July 31st.
So let's say it's effective July 31st. You then have 90 to 120 days to pick someone.
to fill her spot.
To fill it.
Someone the board appoints.
Someone that the board appoints. And then there's a vetting process that says yes, no, that could turn around and repeat. The person that gets filled, the person that says yes, will then sit in the spot for the rest of the term.
No, until the next election.
Well,
The rest of her term.
The rest of
The
her
rest of
term.
my term.
Right.
Her term.
That isn't what happened with
Yes, it is.
JoJo.
Yeah, he was close to ending anyway. It was his year to be
I thought it
reelected.
was the next
No,
general election. So they would serve, Debbie has 3
3
years.
years.
they would serve her term out.
So my next question, how do we,
That's right.
so that we are transparent and are, whoever is willing has the opportunity to submit interest? How do we get that out? Is that something you all?
Advertise.
Put it on the webpage, put it on a blast, social media blast on the webpage that says effective July 31st. This would be great. We're losing Dr. Farinelli. If there's anybody from her district that wishes to.
Do we have a copy? Do we have a picture of that district? I mean, a map?
I have that somewhere.
It's on the webpage.
Oh, is it?
If you go on the webpage and look on board members and click on maps, you can download it as a PDF.
Okay.
Do you mind getting with Dr. Ramucci and the team to develop a statement
Sure.
so that it can be worded appropriately?
Sure.
And they would be, and what they would need to do to
Yeah.
apply or want to be
They
considered
would-
that position would be to write a letter to the board.
Sure, it would be like, depending on what you all guys decide, there's no formal process, it's sort of like, because they're not applying for the job, it's just.
A letter of
I'd like y'all to
interest.
Consider me. And so whatever y'all think would be necessary, helpful, useful, a resume, a writing sample.
Before
something
they
like
wrote a
that,
letter to the
anything
board.
that says here,
Rather
consider
than coming up
me.
here talking.
Right. So if in that, we'll ask that they submit a letter addressed to the board. They can give it to Ms. Bell since she's the board clerk. And we'll take it from there. Dr. Farinelli, thank you for serving with us.
I see you down there, Richard. You're
And
gonna-
I hate to, I will say this, it's truly been a pleasure.
It has been.
And
It has brought new insight to our board,
you much so.
and I thank you for that.
We have learned a lot.
We have learned a lot. I've learned that I need to call you Dr. Farinelli.
Have mercy, Lord.
Only
from
George?
6 o'clock until
I understand.
7:30.
And thank you for
Thank you.
Thank you for
helping
your
us through
service.
some times. And we appreciate you, appreciate everything you did for the board and for your constituents.
Thank you. I feel liked. You like me.
You've always been loved. It's just sometimes,
Well, let you.
You're going too far.
Lucille, what is it?
That's right.
We can disagree, but let's don't be disagreeable.
We learn to agree to disagree. All right, good news, no executive board items. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Ooh, I make that motion.
Can I get a second?
I'm gonna let Debbie be the last one.
Oh, I second.
It has been moved by Lucille Holmes, seconded by Dr. Debbie Farinelli to adjourn the meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carries.